Your field stabilized. Intaro Atun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Bisuuuuuuuuu versus Jaedong here on Neo Sylphid. This is another RJB replay. This was played around 2019 or so. So bottom left, we have a yellow Zerg player. It is Jaedong, the best Zerg player of all time. And on the right side, the best Protoss player of all time, Bisuuuuuuuuuu. Best is watching. We've got light watching. We have action. We have sorry watching. Action has 28 APM observing this game. Terror the Overlord moving out, scouting the right direction. Yes, I know you placed a bet for $100 on Jaedong, but Bisuuuuuuuuu's going to give him everything that he can handle, right? Right. So, a ZVP featuring the two most famous players in Brood War, and it's a recent game as well. I don't think it's been cast, or if it has been cast, it hasn't been cast in English, as most of my replays are. So hit that like button if you're excited for Jaedong versus Bisuuuuuuuuu. Hit that like button if you're excited for a ZVP. I think it's my favorite matchup. ZVT versus ZVT. Anyway, Probe Scout the wrong way. And if you scout the wrong way as Bisuuuuuuuuu, your chances to win versus a Zerg go down. If you scout the right way, just keep sending zealots and the Zerg player will tap out sooner or later. But this is a 3-player map. So by process of elimination, he knows where Jaedong is, right? Right. It's an overpool here. Overpool timing. Respect to Bisuuuuuuuuu. And a zealot is on the way here. All right, man. Hatch down at around 12 supply or so. Something like that. Nothing too crazy. Look at what's going on between these two dudes. What are we going to see? We're going to see zealots with speed. We're going to see dragoons with range. We're going to see Hydras with range, probably. I don't know. Jaedong could go for some Mutalisk play thing, but that's what the Corsairs are for. You know how this whole thing works. It's a whole ecosystem. So this is where the Lings are out. This is where Bisuuuuuuuuu says, this is why you Probe Scout Protoss players. No gas, so no Speedlings anytime soon, but Lings are going to start jumping in here, so let's put some pressure on instead. This is not Terry's, this is his friend. But Terror the Overlord says, okay, there it is. Sees the expansion timing perfectly. That is such good intel to get. And the Zealot's like, oh, there's already like 6 or 8 Lings out. Let's not head in there to the silly place. I don't know. Yeah, third base. You know what? Sure. Bisuuuuuuuuu went for a second. You can get a third base up here, sub 3 minutes. Just barely sub 3 minutes, though. And yeah, this probe staying alive is super annoying. It's like, come on. Just die. We'd really like you to not have this information. But then on the other side, Terry's scouting pretty much everything that is going on in the home of Bisuuuuuuuuu here, right? Still no gas from Bisuuuuuuuuuu. So really worried about some early Ling pressure here. The Zealots are defensively setting up. A Forge is coming in here too. And I don't know. I really don't expect Jaedong to do anything crazy. Like, trying to do stuff with slow Lings kind of sucks. But, getting a Ling run by, not necessarily winning with it, but getting that Ling run by in and running around and scouting and seeing the Stargate timing and everything else is something that Bisuuuuuuuuu really doesn't want to allow. So it makes sense to me. Third base going to pop here. It's about 60% complete, 70% there. Lings are like, yeah, we're not getting through that. That is a really nicely set up wall with Zealots in there too. And just to be extra safe, it looks like we're going to get a cannon here from Bisuuuuuuuuu as well with a bit of a Maynard transfer. Perfectly timed for Bisuuuuuuuuu down to the natural base. And there's your cannon. Cool. Cool. Cybernetics core coming in. Gas timing is probably going to be enough to get a Stargate out. Going for a macro hatch. I love Zerg players that get macro hatches. I feel like their win rate goes way up against Protoss and Terran if they have macro hatches. Turns out having the ability to make more units at a time than you normally would with just one base, one hatchery at every base is a good thing. Who knew? But yeah, happy holidays if you're watching this during the holiday season 2022, which is when it comes out. I love you all. Hope you're having a good time. Getting some extra time maybe with friends and family, although if you're in a country that doesn't celebrate any holidays in this time of year, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's like, yeah, just ignore that. Hope you have a great day anyway. You deserve it. Stargate coming in. Yep, so Corsair production going to be on the menu. How many Corsairs? Only Bisuuuuuuuuu knows right now. Do you think that's a read? You think Protoss players read how many Corsairs they're going to make? It really feels like, to me, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just that I'm going to make 1 Corsair, just hunt around a little bit. I'm going to make 2. I'm going to make 6 and get +1 attack. Why? I just feel like it. You know, there's really nothing that stops you from doing it. There's nothing the Zerg player can do that makes you say, oh, 6 Corsairs with +1 attack is bad, you know? Anyway, Hydralisk Den coming in. Corsair production on the way. This timing should work out quite nicely. If you don't have a Hydralisk Den or a Spiridon by the time Corsair starts showing up, you're just going to die. You're going to lose all of your Overlords, and you're going to be a sad Zerg player. It's really, this is the meta. Corsairs force you down a certain path. Citadel coming in too from Bisuuuuuuuuuu. That could be for Dark Templar. We'll have to keep an eye on that. These Lings are seeing the Zealots moving out, or are they just kind of hanging back? They're hanging back. There's 2 cannons, though, and you're just getting a run through. Or a run by here is going to be just impossible. Yeah, he thinks about it. Loses a couple Lings for free there. Not great. Not exactly ideal. On the other side, what do we got? Nothing. Like I said, Corsair hunting around, sees, okay, that layer's not done yet. Intriguing. Yeah, so Corsair's like, nah, this is not going to work out for me all that much, is it? No. No, it is not. Are we going for additional ones? I don't see any Corsairs in that production tab. Like I said, there's 2. 2 is a pretty good number if you want to kill stuff quickly. Yeah, so far so good. Like, nothing crazy here. They're not getting any Overlord kills. They're getting a perfect scout off, which is just... Yeah, and the Hydras, if you want to sit around and stick there, the Corsairs, you will die. So how about you don't do that? How's that sound to you, friends? The answer is, it sounds great. Sounds great. Anyway, anything crazy at all happening here? Could be DTs. We got that pretty fast Templar Archives, but nope. Storm getting researched here from Bisuuuuuuuuuu instead. Lings hanging out, having a good time. Hydra count pretty heavy. I mean, that's the thing. That's the read, right? Okay, so the Zerg player went 1,000,000 Hydras instead of a couple Scourge. So Hydra bust is going to be attempted here sooner rather than later. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and get Storm out first. You know, sometimes you can delay that a little bit, but if it feels like the Zerg player is going to try to come bust you in the face, having Storm is the only way you can survive. Don't you know? Yeah, this is, I don't know, pretty even here. There's a DT getting snuck out here, too. Corsair count, not nuts, though. I mean, I keep looking for more Corsairs to be produced, and there just aren't any. The Lings are playing keep away from the Zealots here. They don't want to fight them. It's like 1 Ling for every Zealot. That's suicide. And going for a run-by. Oh, this is probably enough for a run-by. You're not going to kill these cannons. No, never mind. Oh, look at that extra block. Oh, it's so good. The Lings maybe could have come around, but no, that's not going to work out for them. Hydras are pushing. Hydras are pushing into this position. Storm is not done yet, but guess what is almost done? Oh, now it is. That timing is sick. It's so good. Storm catching. All right, we're going to set up. We're going to set up. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Speed lots are okay with engaging with Hydras out here, but that's a lot of Hydras, man. They don't have any upgrades. The Storm, good. That's a beautiful Storm dodge. You have to, like, preemptively dodge it to really make it a good one. Look at that. He's already running before it actually connects. You have to watch for the High Templar to move forward with ill intent in his eye. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time. So, yeah, this is our bust. Lurker Den on the way here, too. Hydras making sure no DTs are going to sneak on over here because the Overlord snuck through. And I don't know if he caught wind of that DT or not. No, he's out here. He escaped. So he did get through all this Hydra contain. And he's sitting out. He might start harassing the 4th base a little bit. Yeah, these Hydra busts and contains kind of have a time limit on them, right? As soon as a ton of Storm starts coming out. Oh my gosh, that +1 attack denial, +2 attack denial would be huge. The Zealots are not interested in allowing that to happen, so they're going to bust out here and really try to get these Hydras out. But again, the micro is pretty disgustingly good here. for Jaedong. So I don't know. There's a lot of zealots though. The Overlord does get killed, so now there is a better chance for another Dark Templar to get out here. Where's he going? He doesn't have any kills. I don't know. Whatever. Lurker aspect, I think, is done. Although I haven't seen any of the... There we go. Lurkers are now coming in. Spire on the way here too. 5 Lurkers in production to be able to defend against the incoming Zealot attacks. Not as good, you know, if there happen to be... Oh, this is actually pretty interesting stuff here. Look at that Ling position. Oh, that's such a good Ling position there. Like, it's not on where you're going to build the Nexus, but it's close enough to aggro onto the probe that comes in to build the Nexus. Insane. More Hydras coming in. Got +1 attack on those boys. Upgrades. Yep, more missile attacks on the way here too. Observers because of the threat of Lurkers around this stage of the game. You know how this works. And like I said, 3rd base on the way from Bisuuuuuuuuuu. 4th base is already done from Jaedong. So here we go. Hydro Lurker, again, on a timer. I think I started saying something about that and then didn't finish my thought. But yeah, once Reavers come out, once there's a ton of Storm happening, just the Hydro Lurker stuff really loses its potency. It doesn't work anymore. And when there are this many Zealots, you really got to start plaguing them. At some point, you can't just be like, well, there's 87 Zealots in this composition. Oh, no! Hydra snipes. Okay. Hydra sniping at 3 High Templar there. They got a Storm off. They killed a couple Hydras, 2 or 3 there, but that's a fair trade for the Dong here. This DT, I don't know what he's doing out here. What are you doing out here, man? What's your plan? You must have future plans. Yeah, this is where Lurkers, though, with no Dark Swarm, kind of suck against the Dragoons we've moved into. Nice snipe on that Obs, though. That's much, much better. What is it? 141 to 132 supply. Bisuu's up. Bisu is up and feeling good in overall supply here. And yeah, speed lots of Dragoons do pretty well against just Hydras. It's the Lurkers that are force multipliers here. And make it a lot harder for Zealots just to charge into these Hydras, because then the Lurker spines are just tearing them apart. See if this is going to work. I don't see Jaedong teching into Hive at all right now, so I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out for Jaedong or not. All right, another huge engagement here. It's a pretty good concave. The Storms are flowing hot and heavy on that right side. Left side winning too. Trying to jump on top of these Lurkers. An Obs snipe would be sick for these Lurkers that keep dying. Pulls the Obs back and storms the Hydras that are moving into this position there. High Templar dies for that Storm. Probably worth of the trade, though. Got some work done for sure. And yeah, that +2 attack is thanks to the Zealots, who pushed out and saved it from certain death from that Hydra push. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, the Storms are great. It's just... +2 Hydra attack is done. Looking very, very strong here. Continuing to engage, trying to dodge Lurker spines. There aren't a ton of them. I don't know what is up this way. Bisu, I'm not sure why you're heading this direction. Maybe you're hoping there's a base for you to kill up this way. There's not. Any Sunkens at all? Very intriguingly enough, no Sunkens. Ton of macro hatches, though. 15 Hydras at a time being produced. 128 to 128 total supply. Remember what I said about no Sunkens? Yeah, this 4th base is in a world of trouble all of a sudden here. The Hydras are like, wait, no, stop. Stop, everybody die. The Zealots are just getting in there on top of those drones. They know they're in there for the rest of their natural lives. They will come back as Dragoons. But yeah, good. Nice little drone evacuation there. Not too shabby. Hydras continuing to push. And yeah, that's a great position for them. These Zealots, yeah, they're bouncing around. That's not what you want to see there. So the Zealots all died, as we said. Zealots trying to get into the natural base. Oh, they did actually kill a hatchery here. Zealots getting into the main as well. There's one Hydra that's like, hey, boys, stop it. Stop roughhousing. And then more Hydras come in, and the Zealots are like, oh, never mind. Yes, of course, we will listen to you. This 3rd base died to something. What the heck was that? Missed it. Maybe it was, we'll keep it up. I don't know. At the end of the match, we'll check that one out. We'll go find it. Man alive. Alright, Scourge do catch that Observer, but Storms don't need any targeting system provided. Any indication of where something is provided by the Observer there. 127 to 113 supply. Jaedong is up, looking good. Killing that 3rd base and saving his 4th base was huge. He did lose his 5th, but that's okay, because he killed the 3rd base. Like, those are the trades we're looking at here. Yeah, Jaedong is just trying to make all of the Hydralisks in the entire known universe work here. And I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even push into this third base location because there's nothing to defend. I'd push into the natural. Honestly, I guess this is where Bisuu's army is kind of pent up right now. That's not great. Not good at all for our dude. And this is tough. Dude, okay, that's how you might come back here. Bisuu's a little bit in trouble here. Not having a third base against a four-basing Jaedong is really tough. More storm dodging, kind of dodging into it there too. Bisuuuu microing with every inch of every part of everything he's got, every skill he's got right now. Lurker continuing to shoot on in there. It is +2 attack versus +2 attack. No upgrades. This is Jaedong trying to reinforce Archon down. High Templar probably down. We're just going to let him live. He doesn't have enough energy. Never mind. He's dead, and that's a GG. Bisuuuu taps out, and Jaedong is your winner in 15.5 minutes. A pretty quick match. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and tack on another Jaedong match at the end of this so that the spoilers, you won't know. When you click on this thing, you're like, oh, this is like a 25, 30-minute game. Nope, 15-minute game here, but another bonus Jaedong game coming after I look at the score screen, okay? So Jaedong fans, stick around. I guess Bisuuuu fans stick around too. Do I have a Jaedong versus B so I can tap? If I do, out of already cast, I'll put it on the end for you guys, okay? All right. Anyway, yeah. So that's the thing. There's a window, right? We've seen it before. Hydra Lurker, really good against Protoss, right up until we start seeing Reaver production and a ton of Storm, and especially the Reavers. Like, the Reavers really make all the difference against this mass Hydra Lurker stuff. But no, couldn't really get into it. This third base 9 was the death knell. I got to figure out what I missed down there because I was really focusing on the attack up north. And then Jaedong's like, I can... Oh my gosh, it's dead at 14 minutes? Back it out. Back. It's dead at 13 minutes. When the heck did this thing die? Okay, so yeah. So, like, we've got this. Yeah, we know this is happening. Look at... Yeah, so just winning, and there's Storm, and the Lurkers are dying because there's not any Darksworn to protect them at all. And the Zealots are eating them up, and tons of Lurkers die. And then, oh, this group. Nope, nope. Nope, this group doesn't sneak. Someone does it very, very soon. Ah, no. So they come in for the flank attack. Beautiful flank, right? We saw this. And then you dodge the storm, and then this group comes down? Okay. So yeah, so while all this is happening, and Bisuuuu's kind of making his way up to this fourth base, a group of Hydras just wanders down here. And just with very little resistance at all. There's a cannon, but that's it. Kills the third base. And Bisuuuuu can't get back to deal with it because he has to run through all of these Hydras. So he just decides to make a move for the fourth base instead. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I see. So that's why Bisuuuuu went for this. I mean, Bisuuuuu would make this move anyway. I don't know. Would he? If he had his third, and then these Zealots come into this fifth base and make sure it never happens. It barely started anyway. And then the drones evacuate, and it's 55 to 45 workers in favor of Jaedong. Yeah. It makes sense. The better economy, just overwhelming with Hydras and stuff. And then these dudes all died, and... You know the drill. You know what happened from here. So, yeah, Jaedong making it happen, Captain. He says, who needs spellcasters to take down this most dangerous Protoss player of all time? Not me. Yeah, these Zealots in the main base do get cleared out. No further casualties there. Ah, gotta fill up my water mug. Yeah, and maybe thought about expanding over here to Bisuuuuuuuuu. No. And then suddenly he just finds himself beset upon by all of the Hydralisks known to Zerg kind, and his natural base. He can't connect this army to the reinforcements, and that's never a good thing. And the storms are only so good, and then you're out of energy, or you're not out of energy because energy is. Oh man, still more storms. Right. But yeah, I mean, it's just Jaedong just eats storms and dodges storms and eats storms, and this base gets wiped out, these guys die, and that's your GG. So, well done. Well done by Jaedong there. Like, super impressive stuff by him. 112,000 points for Jaedong, 10,000 for Bisuuuuuuuu. Let's see if anyone had any good APM here. Light had 44 APM in that game. Nice job, dude. 44. Did outproduce the Protoss player. 314 and 171. That's a 2-to-1 ratio, and that's not Lings. Some of that is Lings, but that's a ton of Hydras. Kill death ratio not quite 2-1. That's going to be the problem. And then outspending overall the Protoss player by about 7,000 resources there. Not bad. Not a bad game from Jaedong. We've seen him lose PvZs from time to time, but he was really on top of it today. Gets that win. And yeah, stick around for another Jaedong versus Bisuuuuuuuuuu game if I have it. Or just another Jaedong match, potentially. See what it is. Say hi to past Falcon. And yeah, that's going to be it for me today. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and 2 Legends. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Jaedong and Sky, back when they were on the same clan, Hwasong-OZ, which puts it at about 2007 or so. So it's a practice match between these two players, but they're both excellent, so I'm looking forward to an excellent game of ZVP. Topside of Icarus, we have Jaedong, you know him. He is a Red Zerg player, and over here we have a Teal Protoss player named Sky. There's somebody watching named Watch Your Language. Maybe there's been a problem with that recently. I don't know. I don't know what this account is, to be honest with you, but regardless, ZVP stuff. Now look, I know I haven't cast a ZVP in a while, so it's time. It was time to toss one up. I also had a patron of mine named Jacob message me through patreon.com/Falcon Paladin and say, hey man, we haven't had a Jaedong in a cast in a while. And I was like, you know what? You are correct. So it's time for a Jaedong cast here in a ZVP against Sky. I wish I had more ZVT games from Jaedong. I honestly do. But the problem is that I have a big pack of Jaedong replays, but they're all ZVPs for some reason against members of the Hwasong-OZ clan. I don't know. Did they not have any Terrans at that time? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Something Sports Association, Esports Association here. Maybe. I don't know. It kind of weirds me out. So Probe does scout around to see, is the Zerg down this way? No, he's not. There's no creep at all. That sucks. This is a okay, hold on. Icarus, you're a weird map. Hatch first, by the way, here. Out of Jaedong at 12 supply. This looks like a spawn. Is that a 4-player map? It is a 4-player map. Okay. So, spawn location, spawn location, spawn location, spawn location. Alright, so this kind of reminds me of Benzene a little bit. What's the other map that is like this one? I've cast one other game on Icarus before. It was Jaedong versus Anytime, which you would not be surprised is from the same replay pack that I have, that I got this one from. Is it Benzene? Can't remember. Can't remember what the name of the map is. That's very similar to this one, but anywho, gonna forge fast expand here, recognizing, okay, the timing on that pool means I don't have to worry about Lings all that much. Let's go ahead and throw down the Nexus and then maybe a cannon, depending on, you know, if enough Lings come out here that we're worried about it. That's what the scouting probe's all about. We've seen this a billion times. There's your Nexus going down after the Forge. Oh. Does Jaedong wants a quick third base down here, and the probe says no. Holy cannoli, the probe said no. I cannot remember the last time I've seen this. When's the last time I saw a Protoss player block the third of a Zerg on a map like this where it's far away, right? I don't know that I've seen it in some time. And additionally, you do want the low ground expansion here as Zerg against Protoss, high ground if you're Terran, or against Terran. Jaedong's like, I really want to expand here, though. What do I do? I come in. Can he bump? He does. He bumps him off. He bumps him off. Oh, but he comes back. He wants to kill the probe, but that's not going to happen. Turning himself to... No! The steal and the snipe. Oh, Watch Your Language appreciates that. Says, wow. Not kidding, man. That was a huge play for Sky. If he's going to win this game, it's going to be because of moments like that. Look, he's sending down another drone to do it. And there's 2 probes ready to zap him in the face. This is insane. Well, Lair on the way from Jaedong. He's not going to let this throw him off his game too much. And then, oh, he just, okay. He could have blocked that. I guess there's Lings on the way, though. Sure, but you could have blocked it a little bit longer. Maybe you'd lost the probe, but is that a fair trade? To block that third base and delay it for another 20 seconds or so? Maybe. I honestly think it's maybe worth it. Anyway. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your day. Hope you enjoyed the ZVZ yesterday with Yellow. If you didn't see that, check it out, man. It's an old school game because Yellow's an old school player, but it's a pretty interesting ZVZ. I haven't cast one of those in a while, and I figured I'd make it a Yellow game just for the sake of it. All right, so this is a large number of Lings out, actually. This is more than you want just for a contain. Maybe he's assuming that Sky doesn't quite have a good setup here. Maybe we can get a run by past the Zealot, get inside the main base, and do typical Jaedong things of having 2 Lings inside the Protoss main, and the Protoss hates it. Entirely possible. He's going to do it, man. Oh, the run by. I told you. Oh, and jumping right on the cannon. He does kill it, but he loses all of his Lings die. Cannons are 150 minerals. That many Lings was probably about 150 minerals, I guess. More, actually. 200, maybe 250. So that sucks. But now he gets free range to attack the Forge because there's not a cannon anymore. That's pretty good. Oh, free shots on that Zealot is nice. But now back into position. Very nicely done. All right, so both players taking their hits, getting some nice damage done early. Zerglings. Just, you know, being around, being annoying more than anything else. This Zealot, man. This Zealot does not want to die. He's going to die, though. Zealot dead. All right, another Zealot. Maybe there's another Zealot that popped out, and now there's a cannon. So just bought enough time to where the cannon could come out. The gateway is probably going to die anyway. Even with the cannon, just the sheer amount of damage output here on these Lings, and yeah. So the gateway goes down, and now suddenly, oh yes, this is what I'm talking about. The Ling run by into the main base. Oh, no. All right, well, got to scout off on that Stargate opening. Big surprise. Hey, look, a Citadel of Adun. Big surprise. You're going to make these Zealots chase these Lings around and around and around. I mean, welcome to Jaedong has 3 Zerglings in your base theater. Would you like a popcorn, perhaps? Because they're going to be here for a while. Third base, getting attacked by a Zealot, kind of. The Zealot has no kills at all and is going to get surrounded and killed by... Oh, hang on. Surrounded and killed, I said. Oh. Could have been better for Sky, I think. Probe. See? The probes, when they start getting attacked, they pull back into their buddies. So that if the Lings follow after them, the buddies will zap them to death. I don't know if we've gotten a... There we go. If we've gotten a probe kill. 1 Ling down is worth it for a probe kill for sure. Ling's cruising out. Got some Scourge in the mix. This Corsair's like, oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, pulling back. Ling's going for the run by. Not happening. These 2 Lings still inside the main base. Sky, not happy. Not a happy Protoss about this one. Ooh, probe down, though. Nice snipe. Okay, now they're dead, though. All right, so Lings are out. They didn't last as long as I necessarily predicted they would, but that's okay. Throwing up macro hatches. We got some sunken colonies in preparation. I hear at the third base, too. And yeah, both players just pretty much macroing up right now. 5 drones at a time in production. Templar archives on the way from Sky. Watch Your Language has no more comments for us at the moment. But I cannot assume he'll stay quiet for the rest of the game. He was pretty chatty in the early stages of the match with his his rectangle discussions, right? The rectangle discussions of the Koreans in this game. Zealots doing a bit of a poke up here at the natural base, and the sunken pops, gosh darn, right at the nick of time. There's Hydras here, there's a wall with the Hydralisk den in the mix. Macro Hatch Evolution Chamber down here is the play at the third base. Lings are out, and Sky really shouldn't be able to do much as far as aggression's concerned here at all. He's getting speed for his Zealots, but it's a bit of a ways off. Ling Hydra, pretty good against Zealots. Pure Ling, not great against Zealots. Pure Hydra, not great against Zealots, cost for cost. But the combo is pretty fantastic overall. Zealot, good unit. See on my tier list, they're probably, oh man, are they S tier? Zealots honestly have their place in every matchup. Pretty much throughout every game of every matchup. So maybe they're S tier. They're at least A tier. They're just good units, man. Look how fast they are. Speed is everything in RTS, and these guys are tanks as well. So fast and tanky is a problem. Trying to block off, does successfully block off the Zealots getting into the main base, but by sacrificing their own bodies in the process. Yeah, this is rough. This is some rough stuff for these drones, but really keeping... So honestly, keeping the Zealots out of the main was the goal there. So there's a couple Zealots, but that's much better than like 6 of them jumping on that spire to snipe it, yeah? Yeah. DT in production, more Corsairs in production. Actually getting +1 air is Sky for that Corsair upgrade attack. Maybe trying to go for a third base here, but that is really exposed. That is super mega exposed. To try to take that third. Lurkers, let the siege begin. Yeah, that's a siege. Are these guys? This is, man. So annoying. Both players actually getting some revenge there with Sky. Lurker spines, not great against buildings, but hey, they'll whittle away at this gateway, kill the second gate of the day, possibly. Third base, okay, now actually has some cannon defenders. So there was a moment where, you know, a couple Zerglings could show up and shut this down. Not anymore, it would seem. Do you have detection? Oh my gosh, the robotics facility is not even done yet. Oh no! You're gonna have to do the thing where you attack the Dark Templar with your Archon and the splash damage hits the Lurker. Or just bail, I guess. Maybe the Lurkers are gonna get out of town after killing that gateway and calling it a job. Well done. Dude, that's the... You could run the Lurkers up here behind this mineral line and just win the game, I think, Jaedong. Ah, he's doing it. He's attacking his own Zealot to try to kill the... To try to splash damage kill the Lurker, and he does. Zealot dies. Oh, sacrifices his Zealoty life for that one. Hive in production for the Zerg player. He's on 4 bases, so why not at this stage? Oh, I didn't recognize he made 11 Mutalisks. Hey guys, he made 11 Mutalisks. Do you have enough Corsairs to handle this? Maybe, but with the... Oh, but the store? Okay. That High Templar has 6 kills. That Muta attack was going so swimmingly, and then Storm. Wow. Okay, that changed everything. I mean, that was Jaedong having a complete lockdown on the main base of Sky, and then one Storm that Jaedong didn't quite get out of was enough to change the entire tide of that. It's now 186 total supply. Sky has a lead at 12 minutes. Which is bad. Which is super bad. Jaedong has a thought. Sky has a response to it. I imagine I know what they're talking about. What they're saying, we'll only have to guess. So, Sky feeling his oats. Feeling like, alright, I just got a nice one over on Jaedong. Did lose a few probes and maybe a cannon there, but otherwise could have been a lot worse. Still at 56 probes. Yeah, interestingly enough... It feels his oats, but doesn't want to get in here. The Sim City is pretty fantastic for Jaedong. It's really, really hard for a Zealot-based army to get through here. They're just going to get choked out. Archons are the same thing. They don't have very long range. Some Dragoons would be pretty nice. Honestly, going for Dragoons here when Defilers aren't even out yet, as a Defiler mount is on the way, would be pretty fantastic. These Lings are all dead. Unless they run for it. And they are. Fantastic. Oh, we're shuttling up into the main. Good. Like that play. More shuttling... Please. Alright, alright. So repositioning the Lurkers and Lings to defend the main base now. Alright, so the Scourger getting hits. Yeah, the shuttle dies without question. But the Observer's alive. That's a big deal. And suddenly we have... Oh, hang on. The Observer alive? The Observer's alive. And suddenly we... it's dead. Alright, well... Lurker. Oh, Lurker down. Do the trick. Do the trick. This is honestly super problematic. Like, insanely super problematic here for Jaedong all of a sudden. Archon, get hits off on these lings. Oh my gosh. 11, 12, 13, 14 kills on this Archon. 15 kills. 17 kills. 20 kills. And killed by a lurker. That was a boss Archon. That is hero of the match for sure. At the end of the day, killing his own Sunken for... I guess it's easier to get out if that Sunken's gone. Fair enough. But man, Sky is just powered on 3 bases. He's got 62 workers. He's killed a ton of drones. There's only 51 left for Jaedong. And this is looking all of a sudden super dicey for Jaedong. I mean, 2 things have gone poorly for Jaedong here. Getting that 3rd base blocked as hard as it was, big time problem. And then his Muta attack in the main base overextended a little bit. Didn't quite pay attention to the fact that Storm was done. That was it, man. All of those Mutas were dead. Not all of them, but by golly, all but maybe 2 or 3 got stormed to death there. Absolutely brutal. And that's the kind of stuff that will turn a game on its head if you're playing Brood War, man, or watching it, or whatever you're doing. Man, by the way, hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far here today. This has been, honestly, a fantastic match. I think it's been really, really well played by Sky. Jaedong has been playing pretty well, too. And his pretty well is better than most players' excellent. Jaedong posturing to go after the 3rd base. Okay, so for all the problems that have happened to Jaedong here today, if you can get up here and kill this, that's GG, man. I guess, okay, bottom left base has been taken by Sky, so that's not super end of the world or anything, but still. Zealots and Dragoons just... aw, storming that ramp. And... oh, good Dark Swarm there, though. That's nice, but just picking off reinforcements for Jaedong that are trying to get up here. This is such a nice flank. Honestly, storming... yeah, I'm going to say storming a lot for the rest of this game. Taking down cannons with the Lings. Dark Swarm, keeping them alive. Another Dark Swarm coming up. I don't know that that one was necessary entirely, but dude, this High Templar got enough for a storm. And now he's dead. Tiny window where he had enough energy for a storm, and now he's toast. Suddenly, Sky's 3rd base is in a lot of trouble. This Ling Dark Swarm stuff is nuts good. It's going to take him a while to take down these cannons. Actually, maybe not as much as you'd want it to if you are Sky. But Nexus down. Goodbye. Nexus down. Probe's trying to get out of there. And every Zergling that was engaged in this act of terrorism is dead. Sky's got the exit covered. He's storming the crap out of them. At least 2 Defilers are going to go down. There might have been a 3rd one here. I wasn't keeping track. So Nexus down, but replanted. Oh, but the sneak away down. See, this is what... vulnerable. Sky's leaving his base is extremely vulnerable here. Why are there Lings down here? Distractions, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. The Lings are a problem. +1 attack, +1 armor. The Corsair Ball. A new Corsair Ball, because a bunch of them died about 5 minutes ago. Oh, boy. All right. So, Sky's been knocked down all the way to 2 bases. And Jaedong is feeling it, man. Absolutely feeling it at the moment. He is down 114 to 149 supply. Army is big and intimidating for Sky. He's got Storm. He's got Dragoons. He's got Zealots. He's got the pieces that he needs to win this game. Plus, although Sky is supply blocked, which is a problem, Jaedong has 193 available supply for his 113. He's ready, man. He is ready to max out. He's just a little bit further away from it than he wants to be. Doom drop! Doom dropping! There's enough Protoss here. This shouldn't go particularly well for Jaedong. And it's not. I mean, Lings are getting some damage off. They're taking shields off of buildings and units, but yeah, I mean, this Archon. Wow, 9 kills. Stays alive despite being fully surrounded by Zerglings. This is a lot of Scourge, man. Jaedong really hates these Corsairs, which is entirely fair. I can't blame him for it. Dude, this is, again, super vulnerable. I love the drops. Every Zerg versus Protoss we've seen, or play we've seen, where the Zerg wins, I feel like 90% of them involve the Zerg getting drops. This is exactly what you need. In direct ground engagements versus Protoss, things get dicey, man. But when you have drops, and you don't have to walk across the ground, you can do this, and suddenly Sky's on 2 bases, and Sky's hurting bad despite having the bigger army. Like, unquestionably has the bigger army, but Jaedong has not wanted to engage with it today. Not even a tiny bit. He's willing to sacrifice every one of these lings to make sure that base dies. And all the overlords died too, I think. Yeah, every overlord involved in that engagement also died problematically. 5 ultras on the way. We like ultras. We like ultras especially if there aren't any reavers on the ground. And there's not, by the way. This is purely gateway army. We got Archons, Dragoons, Zealots, High Templar. With Corsair in the skies, but can't do anything against ultras. Literally nothing. Not even their disruption web can affect ultralisks. Actually, hold on. Does it disable melee units? Why do I not know that? I know it disables, like, Hydras that are in it. Maybe it disables everything. Because it was intended for static defense, which is always ranged. It's gotta disable ultras too? I should know this. Ah, well, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Somebody in the comments will let me know. You guys are good. You guys are good YouTube subscribers. Ooh, Plague-oo! Oh, the Plague, but every Scourge died. That was not particularly fantastic, as it turns out. Scourger, I mean, these Corsairs are injured like you would not believe. However, they're killing overlords like there's no tomorrow. You can't plague them again. They're already injured to the point where the plague won't hurt them anymore. Okay, maybe don't take spore hits, though. Not recommended play. Okay, this is your thumbnail right here. Ultras versus Archons with Dragoons and Storm. And, yep, that's some pretty good stuff there. Remember what I said about Ultras? When there are not any Reavers around, they're much better. They are much better. DT is actually not bad. And you know what? Ultras are retreating. Did he just... I think he tried to expand up here again, and this Ultra killed it. Incredible. Bottom left base, though, alive. Sky has that one, and Jaedong finally taking a 5th at the top right. I feel like he hasn't expanded in... I mean, he got that 4th base pretty quick. What was it? 8, 9 minutes? So it's been at least 10 since he's expanded. Remember what I said about direct engagements going well for Sky because he had the bigger army? That was true. It's not really anymore. It's 160 to 100 total supply in favor of the Zerg. Long distance mining is happening for Sky right now, which is not anything you ever want to see. Should probably keep, yeah, this probe is here for Nexus duty. Catch another plague on these Corsairs, but you know, doing all right. Got about 5 kills each. Okay, that one has 1. That guy has 8. He's making up for the slacker that the other Corsair pilot is. Sky, you can expand. 8, 4. I'm staring into your proby eyes, man. Oui? No? No. Okay, we're not doing that. Cool. It's just, look, man, Sky's on 3 bases at 22 minutes. That's not going to fly. Jaedong's on 5 bases at 22 minutes. He's at 60 to 31 workers. He's doubling up the army supply here. I mean, this is... I like the Ultralisk attack sound. It's one of my favorite sounds. You don't hear it a lot, though, right? I mean, sometimes late game ZVT, yes. Sometimes less often late game ZVP. They never show up in ZVZ, not that I cast a ton of those, but... Anywho, we're just going. It's going to be Hydra, Ling, Ultra versus Archon, Dragoon, High Templar, Zealot, Dark Templar. And, you know, Storm is good. Storm is honestly excellent. But the Ultra just have so much HP that sometimes, no matter what you're doing to them, you just can't kill them fast enough or kill all of them. And I think that might just be your GG. It's 63 total supply for Sky. He's got a 4th base coming up, but what kind of future does he have without really much of any kind of army at all? There's a DT in here. It's been swinging away for some time. He's dead now as detection arrives. But that's your good game, and Sky taps out. Jaedong is your winner in 23 minutes and 40 seconds. Well done, Jaedong. Did not let the mishaps and the setbacks of having that third base blocked way more than you wanted it to, or the setback of losing all your Mutalisks in that attack back at the main base. Didn't let those just discourage you or prevent you from winning this game. That was some really, really nice play. The drop play, though, I'm telling you, the drop play is what does it a lot. Killing this base was crucial to Jaedong winning this game. And the only way he could get there was through drops. And Lings can kill stuff really fast. Even if Protoss has a nearby army, that doesn't really matter all the time. And as a result, that's it, man. Bottom right base getting taken by Jaedong too. So Sky played a pretty good game. I don't think he prepared appropriately for the Ultras, didn't make any Reavers at all. He did have the Storm. He had the Dragoons. He had the Zealots. He had the Dark Templar. He had the pieces that he needed otherwise. And the Corsair Ball, I don't know. Did it do enough? I don't know. Jaedong was just like, I'm just going to make all of the Overlords. He probably has more than he needs for 200 supply right now. So it didn't bother him that much. That's one way to deal with Corsairs as Zerg is just make all the Overlords. And then if you lose 10, it doesn't matter. Life hacks. Pro tips from Falcon Paladin. So great job by him. Let's check out that final score as Zerg's your winner here today. End of the day, we had 190,000 points for Jaedong, 154,000 points for Sky. Outproduced, good heavens, by a 3-to-1 ratio. Jaedong did. Ended up killing stuff at a 4-to-1 ratio. Did Sky, just not enough, man. Not enough killing here to account for how much was produced. The numbers are not adding up mathematically. 25 Protoss buildings raised is a ton, and only one Zerg building killed, and I'm wondering if that was the Sunken that Jaedong killed of his own. Or it might have been the Sunken... Did they kill the Sunken in the main? It might have been in the main. Anyway, 3:14 APM to 2:46 APM. Just out. Yeah, this is when Jaedong had 4 bases, and Sky kind of had 3 for a while. Well, he had 3 for a while, and then he kind of had 4 for 2 seconds, and then he lost his 3rd, and he lost his 4th, and that was it. Downhill from there. So good match from Jaedong. He's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. And that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.